Welcome to episode 3 of Papi's Gaming Show. How's everybody doing today? So, today, the main topic, as you can tell, is actually going to be about Sonic 3, the movie. Um, and we're still going to talk about gaming, where I'm at, what I'm playing. I'm playing Elden Ring, I'm playing Dragon Quest 3 HD2D Remake. And so that, an update on a little bit of what's going on the channel, and then we'll answer questions as usual. But yeah, let's get into the movie. I really wanted to talk about the movie. Technically, it's not like technically gaming the subject for today, but we all know Sonic is obviously a gaming movie, heavily inspired by the games. And the third one, I watched it with my oldest son just yesterday. Also, by the way, I'm obviously a little sick. You can tell by my voice, so I apologize for that. But we went yesterday and it was a freaking blast, dude. A lot of kids, obviously. I mean, it's obviously more catered to be a kids movie, but either way, I still had a blast being, an adult. It's always good to have kids when you're a huge nerd like me, because obviously you could still go to the movie. There's nothing wrong with that, with kids movies and stuff. But there's always a better reason to go if you have kids. It looks more normal, I guess. So that's my excuse I use. People ask me oh, you still play Pokemon or you like video games or blah blah. I'm like, dude, yeah. I have two young boys, obviously. But it's just because I'm a huge nerd still. I always will be. I'm gonna die a nerd. I'm gonna love all of this stuff for the rest of time. I don't care. And I know my kids are obviously gonna join in on that as well. But let's get into the thoughts of the movie. So honestly, it was super fun, super good. We all know Shadow is the main villain. And one thing I loved about the movie specifically is basically so I've played a lot of the original Sonic games. And then when Shadow got officially introduced, I've played the game I have the most fond memories of when I was a kid was Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. That was the best one. I feel in the community, everyone always loved that game. You could play as every character, basically, at least the important ones. And there was a Chow Garden, and that was the best Chow Garden experience. And to this day, from what I keep reading, because I haven't played Sonic games in a couple years, several years, but I keep checking to see if one of the new ones has a Chow Garden, and they never do. And it's dude, what the heck? Why are they doing this to us? But that was my favorite part of the whole game. But anyways, it's really cool that the Chows were obviously not a real Chow, but the character of a Chow was showed up quite a bit in this movie, which was great. I feel the movie is, Sonic in general is kind of a Spider-Man in terms of humor and not necessarily fourth wall breaking, but very much into pop culture, not on the level of Deadpool. Deadpool is he's his own beast, but Spider-Man is very aware of pop culture, very funny. So Sonic very much reminds me, his personality, just kind of like Spider-Man. But so this movie was really good. I felt this Sonic specifically, maybe because he was a little more mature, this Sonic reminded me more of the Sonic from the shows and the video games, compared to the Sonic from the first movie. And the second movie was he almost felt like he was that, but in this one he definitely felt more, like the Sonic we know and love, because the thing is in the first movie, obviously we saw him from when he was a kid, a baby, to like just like a young teenager basically. And now in the second one, it was a little bit better. He seemed more of like what the Sonic that we were used to, which is more of like a young adult kind of Sonic, older teenager sort of age sort of Sonic. And yeah, and then this movie, he's kind of got into that like like personality more. His personality reflects more of what I'm used to, if that makes sense. So I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed the Team Sonic dynamic with Tails and Knuckles. They actually felt like a real team. Like obviously they didn't in two because Knuckles was like a bad guy, for a little bit. Um, and they weren't really a team until later on, and they were still kind of finding their groove. But in this movie it really felt like they were team Sonic. It's funny because like Knuckles is like, you mean Team Knuckles? Which is great. The humor in this movie is fantastic. I love all of the references, like for example the Pikachu and like the Pokemon references was hilarious. um I'm pretty sure you have to get rights to even make jokes about stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure they had to like convince Pokemon that they could do that. So I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just wondering. Um I'm pretty sure they had to because it was funny. It was a funny joke because freaking Knuckles is like saying like to Tails like, "Yo, you look like a Pokemon, huh? Pika Pika." And anyways, it was really funny. So yeah, this movie honestly for me, I loved it. And the funniest thing about it, I felt a little awkward at times because I was super emotional during this movie. I think I teared up so many different times. And like the thing is, for example, Shadow, like Shadow's such a cool character, but in general, I think a lot of it was nostalgia for me as well. And just seeing these characters kind of better represented in like a real life sort of way. But Shadow's story is really sad, bro. And like we learned a little bit about Shadow's story in Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, the game I was referencing before. But like, yeah, I don't know. I just like this movie did a really good job. Like Maria, with the Maria situation. I honestly don't remember Ivo, Dr. Eggman's grandfather. I don't remember. I don't know if he's part of that game or not. I'm assuming he's part somewhere in the universe, because honestly, this franchise, this movie franchise, is doing a really good job sticking to like a lot of the material from like the original games and stuff like that. And well, I'm kind of all over the place for this review. I'll be honest. Well, it's not really a review. It's just kind of my thoughts. But I really love the shout out to specifically Sonic Adventure 2 Battle at the very end when Sonic and Shadow are fighting together. That was so cool because honestly, some of my fondest video game memories from like a kid is actually that whole battle at the end of the game when Sonic and Shadow team up and they're both Super Sonic and Super Shadow. It is super cool. I remember it being super hard. I mean, I was super young, so but it was, I don't know if it's considered hard in today's standards or anything, but I remember that boss fight. I've done it so many times and like I failed so many times. And so I literally remember so much of that boss fight, especially the feelings of it. And I think that's another reason, like I said, nostalgia made me tear up a ton. But the song as well, the song that they played during that whole fight sequence was the same as the game, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. So I hope this is also kind of like a call out of like telling us they're maybe going to remake that game because that would be incredible, I feel like. They also did kind of show a little trailer before the movie started of a new Sonic mobile game, which looked kind of fun, Sonic Rumble. It looked kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely think I'd be interested in trying it out. But anyways, this movie overall was fantastic. I loved all the chemistry of Team Sonic. The jokes were super good. Shadow's whole story. Dr. Eggman, oh my gosh, and his grandpa. Honestly, like it's hard to hate Dr. Eggman. Jim Carrey. I mean, dude, the guy is so funny. The guy is so funny. And like I feel like I'm not super familiar with Dr. Eggman and like what his personality should be like. But honestly, I don't even care because Jim Carrey is so funny. Like, he's just so funny. And I know that team, like Dr. Robotnik or Eggman and Sonic have teamed up in games before or whatever. Or maybe they haven't. I honestly don't know. I don't even care. The thing is, it was so well done, so funny. Um, that and the jokes were so good that like I don't even care. Like the chemistry with Eggman and even just Sonic, but mostly with his grandpa is so it was so good. I laughed out loud so many times, but yeah. So anyways, that was like the majority of my thoughts in terms of like spoiler free. For the next, and I'm not lying to you. For the next 2 minutes, I am going to talk about spoilers starting now. So the only thing I'm a little I don't know how I feel about, to be honest, is the ending. So there's two post credit scenes. We only stuck around for one of them, but the first one was where Metal Sonic shows up, which was so cool. Um, but like, and then like a bunch of them show up, which was kind of lame. And then Amy shows up, and she just destroys all of them. And honestly, like, again, I'm not super familiar with Amy and like what she does in the games and stuff. I know Metal Sonic and Amy are kind of like a big thing together in like the previous game or whatever, like an old school game. But I feel like Amy's super OP out of nowhere. Like I didn't necessarily like that. Like I feel like Amy's more of like a she's not really a girl boss. Like I know in the show Sonic Prime, she's like some of the versions of Amy are like more girl bossy. I just don't feel like she should be a girl boss, but like she seems like she is. She took out so many Metal Sonics like it was nothing. Like I feel like they introduced such a cool bad guy, and out of nowhere they just completely made him super weak. You know, I just felt kind of I didn't like that. And then Shadow is actually still alive, which is cool. And so I'm excited to see what happens, you know, with that whole situation. That Shadow's still alive. So I'm really, really excited to see because Sonic 4 has been confirmed. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what goes on there, what happens, and all of that. So, anyways, that was the end. Okay, sorry. That was the end of my spoiler talk. So, yeah, those are basically my thoughts on the movie. I really enjoyed it. I had a good time. I felt like they stick to a lot of the, classic things from the games and the shows and stuff like that. So yeah, I feel like they're doing a really good job. I mean, dude, this is the third movie. The fourth one was already confirmed. Like, obviously, they're doing a really good job with like the series as a whole. So yeah, I'm excited to keep watching. Honestly, like, I keep them coming. Keep them coming. They're doing a really good job so far. So anyway, but yeah, that was basically it with my thoughts and my review of Sonic 3. Um yeah. So let's talk about freaking gaming a little bit, like actual gaming. So, well, and before that, make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Um yeah, and so there's that. Consider becoming a member. I'm trying to live stream more. I really am. I've been having a hell of a hard time getting my youngest to fall asleep on time, even on the weekends. Like, my goodness, man. I don't know if he's going through like a growing phase or something, and like he's just super uncomfortable and like just his sleeping schedule's just completely out of whack. He could just be insane. Like my youngest is definitely crazier than my oldest, which is a meme at this point. It's like your youngest kid. They always show a meme like the oldest kid, well behaved, very nice. They're even like memes saying like the kid that wanted us to have more kids, and then it shows the younger one, and then it says like the kid that wanted us to stop having kids, something like that. Obviously, I love them to death, both of them, but he is definitely much more crazy than the first one, and especially with his sleeping schedule, man. We just cannot get him to go to sleep. Last night he went to sleep almost at 1 a.m. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I am trying to stream. I am trying to, I promise. Um, and yeah, I guess I'll just talk about more of updates of the channel first, and then I'll go into gaming because I kind of um, I'm skipping over the gaming progress I've made in some of the games I'm playing. But so yeah, so the updates of the channel is, I am trying to stream more. I really am. I tried streaming Friday night, this last Friday night, the Nuzlocke challenge, because I had a voting for the channel, and a lot of people, I think I had like 20 votes almost. But Nuzlocke challenge, well, it's funny because the Nuzlocke challenge won by like one vote, and then afterwards it lost by like two. And so some people voted late basically, but so technically Elden Ring did win, but the Nuzlocke challenge did win before I actually had the stream. So I tried streaming that, and I had an abysmal time trying to stream it. Did two different times. My OBS was freaking out. My streaming software that I use, freaking out, and I didn't understand why. I couldn't figure it out, but then eventually I did over the last couple of days. I figured it out, and we should be good to stream through my OBS again. So yeah, we will definitely get back to the Nuzlocke challenge because that is definitely a challenge I want to complete on the channel. And so yeah, but besides that, I really want to play Elden Ring. I really want to play Dragon's Dogma 2. So this week I might honestly try out Dragon's Dogma 2 a little bit. Uh, Mostly because, and I've talked about this in my previous episode, but Dragon's Dogma 2, man. I mean, it looks incredible. I know it has a lot of performance issues, but being a crazy huge fan from the first game, I need to try this game out. And now that I actually have the capability of trying it out, it's like, obviously I have to try it out. So anyway, hopefully I can try it out this week, and then also do the Nuzlocke challenge, which I will, for Dragon Quest 3 HD2D remake. But yeah, that's basically it for updates of the channel. Let's talk about the progress we've made on what we're playing. So the two games I'm actually playing right now is Elden Ring, as some of you might have seen, and then also Dragon Quest 3 HD2D remake, but my personal file, not the Nuzlocke challenge. So with Elden Ring, for example, as you might know if you join the streams, I currently am still in Limgrave, right? I'm still in the first area. I'm not planning on leaving anytime soon, honestly. I'll probably be here for a while. Because the thing is, and I've talked about this on my live streams, but I'm kind of like, I take all of the things I've learned from like gaming when I was a kid playing Pokemon, for example, having to talk to literally every NPC, having to explore every nook and cranny, going into every house, raiding people's homes. I take all of that and I still have that mindset, and I need to do that with the games I play. And I always do that with Soulsborne games. Since Dark Souls 1, because I haven't played Demon Souls yet, since Dark Souls 1, I still have always played like that. And so it might take me longer to beat the game because I actually literally comb through everything. That's how I play. And honestly, I know that is like a horrible idea with Elden Ring because this game is absolutely massive. I still remember the first year it came out, for months and months and months and months, maybe even years, there was people talking about how they found something new, or they found this over here, or they found this over here, or blah, 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 blah. And so with that mindset, I know for a fact it's going to take me a while before I beat this game. But I'm cool with it. I'm patient. I'm not in a rush. I'm just going to enjoy the ride sort of thing. So I'm excited to do that. But right now I've beaten a couple mini bosses, none with cutscenes, which is basically a meme at this point in the in the community. Like if it's not a boss with a cutscene, it's not a real boss, you know. Um, so I've beaten a couple of mini bosses, and I beat like the Knight's Cavalry, for example. I beat, it was pretty difficult, I'll be honest. And then I beat like Pumpkinhead, I think his name is. Finally I got a staff, so now I've got my katana, my Uchi katana, and my staff. Oh, I did beat Forlorn, that one Forlorn guy, the guy that uses Bloodhound Step in my last live stream, which was really fun. And then, I just beat a couple other little bosses so far, but I'm really enjoying it. Elden Ring is exceptional. It definitely has a potential of being my favorite in the whole series. Right now, it's still Bloodborne. Bloodborne is still my favorite game in the series. Dark Souls 3 is like a close second. And those are the two games I platinumed. And so that would make sense. But Elden Ring definitely has the potential of taking the number one spot. So I'm excited to see if it does. And I am playing this game as well because I am totally wanting to play Night Rain when that comes out later 2025. So I'm excited about that. But that's kind of where I'm at with Elden Ring. In terms of Dragon Quest 3 HD2 Remake, where I'm at currently is I beat Baramos and I made it to I forgot what the world is called where we're at right now, where Tantagel is. But basically, we went to Tantagel, we explored all of Tantagel. Now we're exploring the map before we go and actually try and fight Zoma. I've been to Galen's house, and then I'm currently in the tomb of like the hero. So that's where I'm at right now. I have turned my priest and then my mage both into sages, so they're now sages. My character in this playthrough is the warrior, which I will turn into a monster wrangler the moment I learn the last warrior skill. And then the hero is doing good, so that's kind of where we're at in terms of vocations and stuff. I literally have not touched the monster arena yet, because I am trying to basically, like I want to like beat the game first before I do the monster arena. And so that's going to be like one of the last things I do. I know the post game in this game, in this version, is like basically hell from what people have been saying. But I do want to do the post game first before I even attempt the monster arena. But the monster arena will definitely be something I will do. But basically right now that's where I'm at. And those are my goals with my personal file. It's probably going to take me another couple weeks before I actually do everything, depending on how difficult the post game is. We'll see. We'll see what I end up doing with that. But that's basically it with the update where I'm at in terms of games. So now let's move into our final segment of the podcast, which is the questions. Let's talk about it. So Adam West is the only one that put in 5 more questions. So shout out to Adam West. Obviously he watches these, so thank you so much, bro, for watching and enjoying it enough to continuously asking 5 new questions. If anyone wants to ask questions, you just join my Discord. The link is in the description of this video. and you just go to Ask Papi on my Discord, and just, you can ask up to 5 questions. One is just fine. But anyways, so yeah, let's get into it. Adam West's first question is: would you rather have a magical refrigerator that always stays full of food, a magical toothbrush that keeps your teeth clean for a week so you don't have to brush daily, or a magical wallet that always stays full of money? That is a great question. I mean, the easy answer is the wallet, to be honest. Um, yeah, because if you have the magic wallet full of money, you can always keep your refrigerator full. You can keep your closet full. You can keep your gaming shelves full. You can keep your health at 100% full. Um, yeah, I mean, you could keep everything at the very tippy top of life. You can go on vacations more. You can do a lot of stuff. So yeah, and the magical toothbrush, I mean, I don't really care. Like, I'll brush my teeth every day, just like I put deodorant on every day, just like I try and shower every day, just like it's part of life, which is fine. Like, I, yeah, I'm cool with having to brush twice a day, no problem at all. So, but yeah, not a bad question. You mentioned playing Ocarina of Time. What other Zelda games have you played, and which is your favorite? I have played. Um, so I've played a lot of them, but I haven't finished a lot of them. For example, I've played like the Minish Cap. I've played the original one, Zelda One. I've played. I think I've tried Zelda Two. I've played Wind Waker. I've played Twilight Princess. Um, but I didn't beat any of them. I didn't beat any of those games. And I know that's crazy because I know a lot of people love Twilight Princess, for example. But like, I could never freaking finish that game, dude. I just could not. Um, yeah, I just couldn't do it. So yeah, but the ones that I actually beat all the way through are Skyward Sword, Ocarina of Time, Breath of the Wild one, um, and yeah, and out of all the ones I mentioned, like I've said before, Skyward Sword is my favorite for sure. It's literally the only game like that Zelda is actually your baby girl, bro. I'm a huge like sucker for like soap opera type stuff. A lot of Latinos are. We're a lot of like freaking we love like love stuff, dude. We're like gushy, freaking drama loving, annoying, nosy freaking people, bro. That's how we are. And Zelda in Skyward Sword is actually your baby girl. It's not like oh maybe she is blah blah blah. No, she is your baby girl, and you gotta save her, and you do, And so that's one of the reasons why I actually love Skyward Sword. Um, but yeah, dude, and then yeah, and then I mean she is also your baby girl in Breath of the Wild, which is great, but not as it's not as like there's not as much as Skyward Sword. So, anyways, but yeah, that to answer your question, I think I answered your question. So let's move on to the next one: Sherlock Holmes or Hercule Poirot? I'll be honest, I don't know what that is. Hercule Poirot. I would say Sherlock Holmes only because I know Sherlock Holmes, but I've never watched like the TV series. I just watched like the movies, and I know of him from beforehand. But I only know like the real one I've only watched was the one where Robert Downey Jr. was the actor, and he did a phenomenal job. I love those movies; those were great. So there's that. Garfield or Heathcliff? I don't know what Heathcliff is, honestly. So I guess Garfield. Yeah. How often do you play Pokemon TCG Pocket, and are you close to getting all the cards? So I kind of answered this on accident the other day on the Discord, but I uninstalled it Just because I like logged on every couple days just to like open a pack or two, and that's it. So basically, I just uninstalled it. It was fun. I enjoyed it and blah blah blah, but I just yeah, it's not something like one. I just don't have time to like put more time into it or battle and stuff like that. It was fun as like a collecting sort of thing, but I just like I got kind of bored of it to be honest. So yeah, I uninstalled it. But it was definitely an interesting experience. And will I install it again? Maybe. But I really would just use it as more of like a collecting thing instead of like a excuse me, like battling and stuff like that. So yeah. But anyways, that was all the questions. So yeah, that was it for the podcast episode, guys. Again, I'm sorry for my voice. This is like the second week. I swear I'm like sick. I'm sorry. I got like better and then I got like sick again. But yeah, that's how it is. So, anyways, yeah, look forward to this week. I'm very excited about this week. Merry Christmas to all of you that celebrate Christmas. Happy holidays, I guess I should most better say. Um, but yeah, I mean, stay safe out there, you know, be careful. Hopefully, you guys have a great time with family and friends and just feel joy, you know. But yeah, I'm gonna try and live stream more this week. So hopefully it goes well. But yeah, that was it for the video. So thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. Consider becoming a member, and we'll see you guys soon. Peace.